My encounter with a cursed object. Hello, when it comes to Reddit, I'm usually a watcher.
I'm sorry.
Hello. When it comes to Reddit, I'm usually a watcher, never posting much but checking in pretty often. However, I've been encouraged to share my story by many friends who I've told it to in person. My encounter 3 years ago as of this post is still one I have trouble thinking or looking back on. Anyways, a little background about me and my roommate in the story. We're both participating Christians, and so I do believe in the spiritual side, demons and such. But I never had any encounters I deemed as supernatural per se. That all changed for me ballpark 3 years ago. We were living in a small apartment at the time where me and my roommate, let's call him Joe, lived at the time. His girlfriend had gotten back from a mission trip to Haiti and brought home a gift for him. This gift was a crudely wooden carved elephant that she was gifted from a Haitian child. This thing was freaking creepy, and it gave off an eerie vibe by looking at it. Clearly hand-carved with not the best craftsmanship. It was unsettling to look at. Okay, maybe it was just ugly.
I know. I'm like, this kid... Okay, anyway.
This kid tried. Shut up. However, Joe, being a good boyfriend, graciously accepted the gift. I somewhat jokingly, but also seriously expressed how I did not like the mojo surrounding this thing. He basically explained he thought it was weird, but it was a gift, so he was going to keep it. And at that, keep it in our room.
You guys share... I'm sorry.
I wonder if they're like in a dorm.
Oh, maybe.
That's
a small apartment.
Or it's like stepbrother style.
Yeah.
They've got bunk beds.
Yeah.
Later that night, I received an unusual text from my neighbor who lived across the hall. We were friends, but never really texted, so this struck me as odd when she asked, "Are you okay?" I was in the living room watching a movie at the time, so I replied, "Yeah, just relaxing, watching TV." Met with the response of, "Oh, just pulled in, and I thought I saw you in your room pacing back and forth." My heart dropped. I was alone at the time, and I immediately ran to the room to find nothing but stillness. I made a glance at the wood-carved monstrosity, which almost felt as if it was staring back, and then closed the door. Now unsettled, but not completely startled. A couple hours later, it was time for bed. By this time, my roommate had already returned. I told him about the text, and he mainly brushed it off. But I had never been a great sleeper, so this experience didn't help me get into a state of rest. However, eventually, my mind drifted to sleep. This sleep did not last long. A feeling I never had before came over me. My eyes felt as if they were glued open, and I didn't even notice myself blinking. My body was strapped to the bed, not able to move, an appendage. All I could control were my eyes. I immediately looked at my roommate across the room who was dead asleep, with all my might trying to let out anything from my mouth, but not even a whimper. My eyes looked to the foot of the bed, and I see a sight that gripped me with curling fear. An imposing outline of nothing but black, so black it stood out against the rest of the darkness. There was not a face, no true shape, just a vague structure of a humanoid creature that looked as if it was a void absorbing blackness and growing blacker by the second. I moved my eyes up and tried to avoid the thing, but it was so tall it was hard not to see it. Then it felt as if my chest was crushing. Looking down at the pressure on my chest, it now appeared that the thing was coming over me. It wasn't crawling over my bed, more as if it was just levitating closer and closer and closer, until I was forced to stare at nothing but the void before me, what I presume to be this creature's face. There was no emotion, no noise, no nothing, just darkness. When I think back on this, it churns my stomach. The lack of anything is something I'd never experienced. I don't remember the thing leaving or me falling asleep. I just woke up in the morning. Naturally thinking my mind had just dreamt the terrible nightmare, I was still shaken. However, when I looked on the floor of the room, I saw the wood-carved creature had fallen off of its shelf and rolled a solid 3 feet to the foot of my bed. I felt ill from the fear. I immediately decided the events were connected. I've never suffered from sleep paralysis before or after this event. We got rid of the wooden carved elephant, then blessed each of the rooms in the house and had no issues until we moved out. I truly believe this wood-carved object had something attached to it. I'm not very informed on the subject, but it was of Haitian descent, so my first thought was voodoo. This was my only encounter of this type, so please let me know if you have any more information, informed opinions, similar stories. Thanks for listening. Sorry, my writing is sloppy. I've never made a long post before.
Okay. First thoughts, this guy got spooked and then had a bad dream.
He had a nightmare.
He had a nightmare and he let it take over. I think it's so sad that this kid in Haiti carved this elephant by hand.
He tried hard.
For his girlfriend. He was like gifting this elephant. That is so sweet.
Yeah.
To go to a country and have a kid make you an item. And then you gift it to your boyfriend. And your boyfriend's roommate.
He's like, that thing.
No.
Sus.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that
it.
shit.
And because he didn't like it.
It was a kid. A kid carved that.
Have you seen what kids make? Of course it's ugly.
Yeah, of course it ain't. Have you seen a drawing by a kid that you put on your refrigerator? Your refrigerator.
Very artistic.
Your refrigerator.
Your refrigerator.
Yeah.
I say refrigerator too. I don't say refrigerator.
Refrigerator. That's the easiest word.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yes, the kids make ugly shit all the time, but the fact is that a kid made this as a gift, and you got rid of it. That's so mean.
This comment, somebody wanted to curse the white devils.
Period.
I called Leland a white devil in front of his mom. I did not mean to, and she laughed so hard.
Good. Pass the vibe check.
I love Judy so much.
That's really funny.
I was like, yes, because you were a white devil, and she died.
Hell yeah, Judy. We love that. My stomach's growling. That's why I keep making a serious face because my stomach.
You're like, hell yeah.
I keep thinking of Quentin got short rib lasagna from Costco.
Fuck yeah. Oh my god.
I'm so stoked.
Should I go to Costco?
He literally was like, I got you a surprise, and I was like, what? And he opened the fridge. And short rib lasagna.
And people say chivalry is dead.
People say like love is dead. No, it's not. Let me tell you.
It comes in the form of a Costco short rib lasagna. I'll tell you what. That shit was so good.
He just knows me. Anyway, yeah, I'd be so salty if I was a girlfriend. That would be an immediate breakup for me.
I would be mad too, because it's like, I gave you this little prized possession with so many memories attached to it and maybe a spirit, and you got spooked. Your roommate got spooked. You didn't get spooked.
Give it back to me. Yeah. Let me test it out. Let me see if it's actually the elephant.
Well, it was with her.
Is it the
until
elephant
she
in
got
the room,
home.
or is it just me? Thank you.
But yeah, she had it until she gave it to them. And she was just like, or she doesn't like them. And she's like, she's been having night terrors. Things have been coming after her. And she was just like, man, fuck this. You know what? I'm going to break up with Brian anyway.
Yeah. She was like, let me give him this fucking elephant.
Yeah. She was doing it for the plot and really panned out. So good job, girlie.
I think it is really funny that it came off the shelf and kind of rolled towards his bed, though. His bed. I wonder if his roommate did that.
Yeah. I was about to say, as someone who's been a roommate historically, if I knew you were a little freaked out, I would have been like...
Yeah, because he told the roommate whenever he got home. So, yeah, same thing.
I don't like that. I would have been like... Got him.
Like, it's right next to your bed. Did you have any nightmares last night? I bet you did, because I was sitting over you.
Yeah, I got a full cloak, and I was like...
Yeah, no, he's like, he set up the, like, whenever you were a kid and you wanted to stay up, and you would set up, like, a pillow and stuff to make it look like you were in bed. He did that, and then just kind of stalked over to his bed, and he's like, yeah, I'm really gonna fucking get this guy.
Have you seen those videos of, it's usually the girlfriend or the wife. There's one where she, like, climbed to the top of the ceiling. She painted herself all white. She does not blend in.
Yes.
That's what I imagine the roommate doing.
Thick old, yeah.
She put a hole in the wall. She's like...
I was thinking that she got the donkey. She does.
That's why she put that
built
hole
like
in the
a
wall.
last mom.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, that's how I feel.
Probably not cursed. Probably you're just a little baby.
You're just a little baby. Sarah was saying that women should reclaim the term pussy. Mm-hmm. And men aren't allowed to use it anymore.
I like this.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Done.
If you enjoyed that little story, be sure to watch the full episode here.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazzy.
Jazzy? I see what you did there. Wait, what was that?